The Monalisa is regarded as one of the greatest pieces of art in history, but with it also comes a great lessons on fame. Leonardo da Vinci began this masterpiece in 1503, but people only started talking about it after 400 years. Today, it's the most famous painting in the world, but how did that happen? Well, it had to involve a major scandal which happened in 1911. Let's start by quantifying the Mona Lisa's fame. The painting is on display at the Louvre Museum in Paris, which gets about 10 million visitors a year. It is estimated that 80% only go to see the Mona Lisa. That's nearly as many annual visits as the next 5 most popular paintings combined. As earlier on mentioned, Leonardo da Vinci started the Mona Lisa painting in 1503 while living in Florence, Italy. The painting's subject is Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a wealthy local merchant. While most paintings at that time were done on canvases, Da Vinci made the portrait on a 30 by 21 popular wood panel. And before we dive deep into the painting, it's prudent that we get to know who Da Vinci was. During the Renaissance, Da Vinci, who lived between 1452 and 1519, was known for more than art. His polymath pursuit earned him the title of a scientist, engineer, anatomist, among other things. And compared to Raphael and Michelangelo, Da Vinci has less than 25 attributed paintings. He actually never gave the portrait to the Florentian merchant and will eventually move from Italy to France. Da Vinci was also notorious for not finishing his work. It took at least 4 years for him to complete the Mona Lisa. In comparison, Michelangelo did the Sistine Chapel in 4 years. In 1516, King Francis I gave the struggling Da Vinci a chateau in central France. The artist spent the final 3 years of his life there, dying at 67, likely by a stroke. The French royal court took possession of the Mona Lisa, and basically nothing happened with it for the next 300 years. In 1792, King Louis XVI was put in jail, and his art collection was seized for the citizens of France. 1 year later, the Louvre, originally a palace, was turned into a museum to celebrate art and science. The Mona Lisa, however, didn't enter the Louvre until 1804. And even then, there was one big holdup. Napoleon liked the portrait so much, he hung it in his bedroom for the 4 preceding years. And it will eventually take another half a century until the Mona Lisa became a hot topic for art critics. And it all started with her smile. Around 1850, observers started writing about Mona Lisa's mysterious smile. Was she happy, indifferent, or was she just smirking? Well, you see, Da Vinci understood optics and created the effect with a technique called sfumato, which blends color without lines or borders. He described the effect as smoke. The Mona Lisa was also noted for other innovative techniques. They included the realistic flesh tones via dozens of thin transparent paint strokes. The painting also made use of perspective and illusion of depth. Another notable feature was the tracking eyes. In August of 1911, the Mona Lisa went missing from the Louvre. It took 24 hours until anyone realized it was gone. But its fame stayed largely in the art and writers community until 1911. And it was from that moment that the Mona Lisa mystery became the biggest news in the world. The theft got wall-to-wall newspaper coverage and theories ran wild. Pablo Picasso was the most famous suspect. The Spanish artist lived on and off in Paris and had actually come into possession of other stolen Louvre artwork. He was arrested and questioned for a few days, but he was eventually absolved of the crime. Noted art lover and a billionaire, J.P. Morgan was also a suspect. The real thief finally surfaced in 1913. His name was Vincenzo Perugia, a Louvre worker who literally just walked out of the museum with a painting on his back in 1911. Much as his flat was a few blocks from the museum, he was captured in Florence where the Italian native kept a place. He had no grand plan. Perugia couldn't sell the Mona Lisa for 2 years and finally offered it to a Florentian gallery owner for 500,000 lira. When arrested, Perugia provided a patriotic motive. He said that Napoleon stole the artwork and he wanted to return it to Italy. And even with that, the Italian government still returned the Mona Lisa to Louvre after touring Italy with it. By that time, the portrait, which had been in the global newspapers for years, was one of the world's most famous images. Da Vinci's work had become a must-see attraction for Paris visitors. The Mona Lisa basically became famous for being famous, and in 1962 it became the priciest painting ever insured. It was valued at $100 million for a 3-month tour in the US. If that was today, it would have been about $870 million. With that in mind, I just want to pose a question. What is Mona Lisa's value today? Well, it's obviously priceless. The Louvre will never ever sell it. The Mona Lisa story has been our random facts for this week, and I hope you have learned something from it. And until next time, bye!